Wendy says, I think the real reason they banned Urion is because of the prevalence of the 4-color, 5-color piles that were popping up everywhere since DMU and leyline binding, and that's not a particularly healthy metagame. Yeah, Modern did seem to have some issues with the 4 and 5-color piles going to time against each other every round. We do have Opposition Agent, but it's not enough. Yes, we do have to see Triumph of St. Catherine on stream as well. That card, if I see a Triumph of St. Catherine on a table, I will move the feature match camera to that table during a round. I will just end someone's feature match and put it on someone else. I will go that far. I'm just kidding. That would be ridiculous. Yes, we will be seeing Force of Phil on camera a lot in coming weeks with Triumph of St. Catherine. Everybody prepare yourselves with that. Yeah, I'm frustrated that, and I'm being serious right now. I'm frustrated that deck building in formats like Legacy and Modern still starts, assuming you're playing a multicolor deck, with 4 Polluted Delta, 4 Misty Rainforest, 1 Tropical Island, 1 Watery Grave, 1 Breeding Pool. What, you get the idea. We need hate cards for fetch lands. Make players think twice about running fetch lands and duels. This isn't hard, everybody. This isn't hard. We need more hate. Dark Ritual Opposition Agent. Yeah, I mean, we just need more stuff like that. We need more. We need more decks to be considering running other kinds of lands. Let's see Legacy decks with pathways and fast lands or check lands or whatever. Yeah, Will's decks always look outstanding. Flashing in a Coatl in response to Show and Tell. Hopefully finding a counterspell is Marat. My microphone is being a pain in the butt today. What is wrong with this? Okay. Looks like Show and Tell is resolving.
Alright, trigger. Yep. And trigger. Yep. Drop return. Yep.
Could have gotten a free Coatl, man. Tried to give it to you. Go ahead.
All right, Emrakul hits the battlefield along with the Birds of Paradise. I think Emrakul's a little bit better.
Time to cast Living Wish.
Double block knockers on my collaboration.
Living Wish here for Marat. Prediction poll happening now in the live chat. Gilded Drake would be fun here. Caracas bounced Emrakul. Caracas quite good, yeah. I actually didn't react to that Caracas as much as I should have. That was really good. Gilded Drake would have also been amazing.
Cards, land, swing. Go.
Not correct.
Force of will. Pitch. Top runner. On the second floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Force of will resolves.
Call that. Yeah, what are we doing?
Go ahead.
Brainstorm here with Will. For Will, excuse me.
Yeah, you can.
MTG Banding with a good question. Do we think that Sneak and Show forgot about Caracas and let the Living Wish resolve without trying to dig for an answer? Possibly. Did Will have mana open? I don't think so.
Don't shuffle. It goes to bottom in a random order.
Oh.
Yeah. So it will matter because it's okay. I don't.
Okay, so he did have mana open. So yeah, maybe it was worth responding to Living Wish. I mean, it's also possible that Will did not have a card in hand to respond with, but
That, I think? Yeah.
okay, he had a Brainstorm and Volk open according to MTG Banding. So
Shuffle that.
maybe a missed opportunity for Will.
So your deck stays the same. This gets shuffled. Yeah, brainstorm. All your deck is gonna. No. Don't shuffle your deck. Just put your deck as is. Okay. Shuffle your graveyard. Put it into bottom. And now we're good.
Okay, almost an error there with the endurance, but it all worked out. What I like about Will's setup is the playmat with old accolades. We have some, I think, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, pins attached to the playmat with old accolades of Will's. Very cool.
I'm good in text. Yeah.
We need a bagel pin. Yeah. All right, here's the show and tell hitting the stack again. We know about Caracas now. It's on the table. A fetch and response. All right, Force of Phil making a great point. I have 0 top 8s, but I've eaten a lot of bagels. Could definitely rock a bagel pin on a playmat. Maybe I'll look into making some pins. I don't know.
I will hardcast Force of Will on this.
Force of Will on the stack. A fetch and response here for Will. Jizlo with a very thoughtful question. Is a bagel a savory donut or is a donut a sweet bagel? I'm going to leave that up to Twitch chat to decide in the YouTube comments. They will let us know. They will let us know. Flusterstorm hits the Force of Will and looks like Show and Tell will resolve. Our card is coming in. It's Sneak Attack for Will. A Taiga for Marat. End step Boseiju on Sneak Attack. Ouch. Ouch.
Or an island.
Oh, God. These newfangled cards.
Yeah,
Alright.
they'll be resolved.
And it goes into play tapped.
No, I think it goes into battlefield, not tap.
Alright. Pussy. Got my sneak and my shove.
Turn. Beseiju. Brutal. Yes, you could grab a duel with Beseiju when you search your deck. It just has to have a basic land type.
I'm gonna exile Link.
I mean, you know, this is Monday night, weekly Legacy. But if I'm playing competitive, my opponent asks me what can they find with Beseiju, I'm just gonna say a land with a basic land type. I'm not. If they go and find an island, that's their problem. Right, chat? Maybe a Triome. Yeah, maybe a Triome. Yeah, or the Eldraine lands like Dwarven Mine. Yeah. I guess you could find a Dryad Arbor, right? That could happen in Legacy pretty frequently. Maybe someone searches out a Dryad Arbor. That's probably the most likely one, besides Mystic Sanctuary and duels. Mistvale Plains? I don't even know what that does.
Aren't they all?
Yes.
Wait, is Flagstones of Trocaera Plains? Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not a Plains. It's not Plains. What am I talking about? I don't know why for a second I thought it was a Plains. It finds a plane. Yeah, I know about Flagstones.
Yeah?
Ooh, Blood Moon hitting the stack here. It's pitching a Simian Spirit Guide on turn 2. Brainstorm in response. I like the Brainstorm with the Ice Age watermark. Let's see if it resolves. Will thinking about countering it, possibly. All right, it will resolve. Marat might be under a Blood Moon shortly if this Blood Moon can't be dealt with right now. Yeah, Simian Spirit Guide goes into exile. All right, Blood Moon resolved. I have a kind of funny. I had a kind of funny thing happen while I was on my most recent trip. I was in Oaxaca, Mexico. I also went to Mexico City. Here's Defense Grid for Will, which is quite good. All of Marat's lands are just mountains, of course. So, I was in Oaxaca. Oh wait, let me back up. So, in the weeks prior to my trip, I was chatting with Jason, who works at my local game store, Game Storia, where we're watching right now. He's one of the staff members there, and somehow it came up that in a couple of weeks we're both going to Oaxaca, Mexico. We'll both be there approximately the same time. Our overlap was just a couple days. So, wow, what a coincidence. Yeah, maybe I'll see you there. Okay. It's, I think, my first night in Oaxaca. I go out to dinner. I'm at a restaurant, and I look at the table next to me, and there's Jason sitting at the next table. So I'm like, wow. Okay, what is the likelihood of this happening? We decided to go to the same exact restaurant, the same exact time. So we chat briefly. That was cool. I think 2 days later, 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours outside of the city of Oaxaca, in the state of Oaxaca, I'm visiting a place called Mitla and walking through a market. I mean, this is like a huge market. There's tons of people around, vendors everywhere. We're passing by some kind of museum / church, and I'm walking, and there's Jason again. And so we chat briefly. We're like, how do we keep running into each other? This is just insane. So my question to Twitch chat and the YouTube comments is, what is the likelihood of running to the same person twice in 2 areas, 2 hours apart from each other? Does anybody know if this means that this means that something magical happened? How does this happen? Is my question. The whole situation was unbelievable. Does anybody care? Soulmates? Beseju hitting Blood Moon here. That's pretty big for Marat.
You're up 13?
Right.
So they will. It's.
I can't seem to find anything.
You may search and fail. Yeah, that's fine.
There's nothing in here. Go ahead.
Unless you wanna double wasteland yourself, I'll fetch it.
I think Chile is right. Precisely 1 in. Chile doesn't know where to put commas in numbers, but that's okay. 1 in 10 million chance or whatever.
Go to my turn.
It really was just a whole crazy situation. I can't believe I ran into the same person twice in 2 different places.
Yeah, it was like a very bad decision. Yeah.
How was Beseju played wrong? Okay, so yeah, a land should not have been sacrificed to City of Traders if it entered from Beseju. Ah, okay. So Marat said you can double wasteland yourself, and Will said he failed to find. Yeah, so that was incorrect. Good catch, chat. Kyle says, once I run into one guy in Paris visiting Notre Dame. It was December 26th. Then in the following Easter holiday, 4 months later, we ran into each other again in Prague. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Shout out to Jason. I had a great time on my trip, and it was nice running into Jason twice.
Pass the turn, and then I'm your
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I wish.
At the end of the day, too, I know we're not playing a competitive event here, but Marat can say whatever he wants. It's up to Will to know how that works or call a judge or whatever, right? Will has the opportunity to search his land for a deck, his deck for a land. I'm not trying to put down Will here, but I guess I'm trying to say it's not really Marat's fault. I don't know. Again, it's just a goof. I mean, these players are just running through these games. It's late. They're just having fun. But in a competitive event situation, if Marat said you can double wasteland yourself, whether he knows it to be true or not, Will still has the opportunity to know the actual rules. And I see at competitive events occasionally people will ask their opponent for rulings or listen to their opponent for rulings that they're not sure about. Always just call a judge if you're unsure. I don't think Murat intentionally misrepresented anything, but in a competitive event, I don't know how you. Yeah, Aquinas is right. Communication policy violation. It is a possibility, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying to give helpful advice to people here. Basically, my point is, call a judge if you don't understand a ruling completely, and don't take your opponent's word for it how something works, because they might be wrong.
Like your own agent and trigger.
Neither player here in this situation intentionally did anything wrong. All right, here's Scalding Tarn. SJ Cantor says, I always laugh when I hear someone scream for a judge literally the second a round starts, complaints about sleeve or whatever. I've never seen that happen. Have you? Has everybody seen that happen before? Yeah, good rule of thumb, if you aren't sure, call a judge. Exactly. And don't just listen to what your opponent says. And I think, actually, in the situation we just saw, Murat was actually trying to help Will, despite not knowing how the rules worked on City of Traders. He was trying to prevent Will from the feel-bad double wasteland of his own lands. So the intention was actually good, in my mind.
Try to.
Blue Elemental Blast on the sneak attack. It's pretty good. I like, despite everybody's complaints, or some people's complaints, about the current Legacy format, I like that Hydro Blast and Blue Blast are getting some play. I like it. Ooh, Daze on the Blue Blast. So sneak attack's going to resolve here. Let's see what Will has.
Yeah, I got nothing go.
Jageller says we had insta judge call on an event for a very inappropriate playmat. So what does a judge do about that? Like, I'm curious how that was resolved. Do they just tell them they have to use a different playmat? Is that what happens? Char Twin, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Hello, Char Twin.
It's on my list of things to do.
Judge tells him to flip it over?
So,
Magic Online or Arena?
Magic. I only play this format.
Yeah.
This is the second class. I usually win this matchup, but I just keep drawing poorly and then playing poorly as well, and it's not a great start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all the decisions you've had, but at least during the first game.
Asarak found with Living Wish, which is supposed to be an exile. Okay, so this deck has the Asarak finisher. We still haven't seen the card Aluren, by the way. Where is Aluren? What happened to Aluren, everybody?
So much random.
Did Murat lie to me about what his deck is? All right, we have a reader of dungeons.
I'm just frustrated because I haven't gotten any
The thing is,
challenges.
with this guy,
Again, I just tried playing this
unless you have completed 2 of action, it comes back to my hand. So each time I play,
All right, so Murat just explaining how Asarak works with
move
Aluren.
on a square.
I just put that in my hand and this magic's working. This is my favorite deck.
Then I'm gonna take a.
So yeah, so far this deck is just playing like Teamer mid-range.
I was thinking about it, but I was like,
Dorsushi says, I once had a judge call against me in round 1 of a tournament. It was correct. I did make a mistake. After the match, which I won, my opponent told me he only called the judge and hoped for a game loss because this matchup was so bad for him. Wow. Some people suck, huh?
Yeah.
Two-faced, two-sided. Yeah, that's the one that I
Cast iteration.
I fortunately have not had many bad interactions with other people at Magic tournaments. I only have like 1 or 2 times where I really was like, ew, this person is the worst. But those people are out there.
Fetch.
I like the scream skull alert.
I really love
Yeah, that's fair. I deserve that.
Feel free, if you're watching, to share with us, vent to us about bad Magic players that you've had to deal with. I know some people like to share those stories. Reclamation Sage getting some attacks in here. Sneak attack on the battlefield, nothing sneaking in.
Many lands.
This is like a some kind of juice.
No, I put in solitude and
Except.
and endurance because I'm also playing street grade because I want to throw all there.
Time to cast Trigger. 1, 2, 3. Draw from row. Nice.
All those cards you want to
Oro goes into the graveyard.
try to figure out like
And then the white creature that makes you simplify all the empty pieces.
Exile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Results. So trigger. 1, 2, 3. Draw from Muro. Combat 2.
2 out of 10.
And then I'm gonna say
Summer Boojum says mostly MTG players are pretty great people. I agree. I agree.
Do you mind if I crack both?
Big part of the reason I love this game is that it seems to overall attract many awesome people.
Yeah, the Kataki will make to kill the Amino.
Little flash of the hand there from Will. It looks like Flusterstorm, 2 show and tells, and a polluted Delta in hand.
The second birth doesn't just the first birth technically
that's why I was like.
Lots of laughing in the background, which we do not like. We do not like that.
Combat.
Save, 2 blocks. Resolve.
Take 8.
2.
Will running out of time. I want to see some Aluren, though. Can we see an Aluren already? I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Starting to get upset with Marat right now. We have not seen Aluren. Where is it?
But I don't know if you want to
just playing all the way downstairs.
Cast an Ice Bank model. Sure. Draw from model. I will pass the turn to you.
Yeah, like everybody you know what, doing something crazy.
Cast iteration.
That's like modern bleacher.
Expressive Iteration for Marat. Where is the Aluren? Where is it? We're all getting very frustrated with Marat right now. Aquinas pointing out Will has Gristlebrand in hand. Good catch by Aquinas.
Sure. Sorry. Yeah, you can activate. So this will 3D. So I'll resolve this. 1, 2, 3. Draw.
All right, Gristlebrand is on the table.
Play a land for 0. And then you can go box.
Which I will do. I will do some blocks.
Sure. So
Gristlebrand will block Uro. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a Gristlebrand block an Uro before.
6.
It was kind of nice.
But I have this unfortunate already.
Oh wait, sorry about that. This was in exile from iteration. My bad.
Okay, so the Birds of Paradise is in exile from Expressive Iteration. It was accidentally put into hand.
You got how many cards in? 4. 4 cards.
All right, escaping Uro now. Not enough life to draw 7 for Will.
Just need to draw 2 Emeralds.
Going to need to keep Gristlebrand on defense, most likely.
And I'll say go.
What's that?
Yep.
Oh, right, the Gristlebrand dies. I forgot it was it was snuck in, so it just dies. Forgot about that for a second. All right, well, sneaking in a Emrakul isn't too bad, but it looks like Will still dies. Marat can just sacrifice lands and win. All right, the win goes to Marat. Well played.